Last week we discussed arrays and structures, okay? And in the video that I developed for you guys, we talked about this Sparty Scores, okay? And yeah, we're going to add on to that this week, okay? The beauty of it was that we could take and we could save scores and things like that, but the trouble is when we shut off our program, it was gone. This week we're going to add a little more to that. Go to assignments, okay, and go to week 9, okay, and then let's see down here. Start with this code, okay. We're going to start with this code right here. You click on that, it's going to download a compressed file or folder of this whole program, okay. So if you click on that, and then you take and drag this to your desktop, okay. Then what should happen is when you double click on the folder, okay, you should have a SLN file right here. And it should start up Visual right there, Visual Studio, huh? And what I did is I added just a couple things in here. To make this read and write to a text file, we're going to have to create a, first of all, start a constant to hold the file name, okay? And const, okay, file name. And what this is going to do, it's going to store the name of the text file that we're going to save our stuff to, okay? The string is equal to, and I'm going to call mine scores, like that, .txt, like that. And then what we need to do is we need to create a program, okay, some code that will take and save and load our text file, okay? If you go back to Blackboard again, there it is right there, and go to where to go if you do not know. I wrote a bunch of stuff in here on how to read and write text files right there. Sometimes I don't even remember how to do it, okay? It's a little complicated, but as long as you know how to do it, you don't really care to know how it works, okay? Control C, I'm going to copy that section out of there. I'm going to paste that right below my main here. There, like that, okay? First error that we have right here is the name of our structure. And the thing is, I don't know what the name of your structure is going to be when you write the program, so let's go ahead and look at the name of our structure is score. Right there. Let's take and paste it right in here where you have an error right there like that. And that will fix that error just like that for us, okay? What this does, okay, first of all it looks to see if the file name actually exists, okay? And if it does, then go ahead and do this. If not, just give the user an error. And then what we do is we create an object of stream reader, excuse me. Once again, don't worry so much about text, just remember this is what it does, okay? And then we take and we point that, my new reader, okay, which is an object of stream reader, okay, we point that at the text file name right there, which opens that to read, okay? And then we have to loop through that text file until there's nothing left. That's what peak means, there's nothing left, okay? When peak is equal to a -1, there's nothing left in the text file. And then what we do is we resize our array, and then we have to read all these items in, okay? Well, of course, there is no first name in this one here. There's what? There is I like to put them in the same order as I put them in, okay? We start with a game date like that, okay? And there's no last name. There's a opposing team, and then there's no phone number. There's our score. And of course you have to copy this line here because we have one more item. Paste that in there, okay? And then rather than our score, we're going to put in their score like that. We have an error, okay, because it's reading a string, okay, and it's trying to put it in an int. That's not going to work. Convert to int. Like that. The same thing for this one here. Okay, beautiful. That code all works, okay? Let's flip back over to Blackboard here. And here's writing, okay? Once again, just copy the code out of here this time. This is Introduction to Programming. This isn't like knowing everything about programming. It's just basically, this gets our feet wet learning how to use it. Okay. Once again, we have my structure. Let's replace that with score. Okay, beautiful like that. Of course, we don't have a first name again. Let's replace that with the date. Okay, and then the last name, let's replace that with the opposing team. And let's replace this with, let's see, our score. And let's replace this with, we have to make a copy of this, don't we? Like that. And rather than our score, let's say their score. Like that, okay? Beautiful. So now we got this written, okay? Notice how these are quite similar, okay? We create an object of stream writer this time, and we point that to our file name. False here if you wanted to keep adding this to the score all the time, okay? Then you would put a true in here, but in our case, okay, we have them in there and just it would duplicate them if we put a true in here, so we put a false in here. We do not want to append. Once again, it loops through all of our items, okay, that are in scores, okay, and then it writes each one of those in there, okay. This, of course, is an integer. Let's put in there .toString, okay. The same thing for this one here, .toString. Like that, okay. Beautiful, we're ready to use it. Now, I always suggest to my students, always take and write it first before you read it, okay? Because that way it will create a file for you. We'll talk about this more in class. To write our file, all we do now is call our write file right there. What do we send it? The file name. And we send it scores, okay, our structured array, okay, just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and run it like this, okay. Yes, we want to take an add. This time we're all done. We're going to do it once and it's all going to be done now. Like that, HIO, and our score is 87, and their score was 78. Okay, let's list it, just to make sure it's in there. Yep, it's in there just like that, okay. And let's take an exit 3. And done, okay. Now, if we go ahead and look at the folder that we just brought down, okay, and we're working in, okay. We go all the way, there's our data right there, okay. Data, oh, excuse me, scores.txt, okay, right there. If I double click on that, sure enough, over here in my window over here, there it is, okay. I got my scores in there, okay. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and write some code right here to read it. Because at this point, if we loaded it, okay, it wouldn't have any scores in it. And this time we're going to take and we're going to put that right there. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to read file, okay, and we're going to send our file name right there, and of course scores. Like that, okay. The only problem is it's not going to put it anyplace. It's just going to do it, but it's not going to do anything. We have to take and we have to say scores is equal to, like that, okay. Now if you go ahead and run the program, see right up here, we got one in there already, don't we? Let's list them. I think I can click on it, but I can't click on it, can I? No. There, it's in there, okay. We can actually take and add more, and it will save those for us each time we run our program. Good job.